Hey guys, welcome back. To my right, your left, we have PK.
Hi guys.
In from Blue Chilli.
Yep.
It's great to have you. I first really want to apologise for my voice. It's the Australian Open right now, combined with my daughter's third birthday and a day at the tennis. Landed me, and a lot of meetings yesterday, but landed me in a bit of hot water with my throat. So I apologise for the audio. So PK, entrepreneur in residence.
Yes.
At Blue Chilli.
Yep.
Okay, so Blue Chilli's got a great name out there. Originally from Sydney.
Yep. Yep.
Do you want to just take us through a little bit about what Blue Chilli is, who they are, what they do, how you do it?
Sure.
And then I'd really like to dive into cryptocurrency, Web 3.0,
Yep.
all that type of stuff, which I think there's a lot of buzz about right now.
Yep.
And then there's a lot of mixed messages, and perhaps you can clear some of that up.
Okay. Yep.
Very lightly. I don't think we need to dive deep.
Sure.
And if the viewers comment that they want to learn more and hear more and see more, we'll get back at it.
Yeah.
So Blue Chilli.
Yeah. So we're a startup ourselves, so we've been around for a while. It started in Sydney out of a vision that Seb had, our CEO.
Yeah.
Being a founder himself, he wanted to help other founders. So we do 4 things, and we do it really well.
Mm-hmm.
So one was we help our startup founders, build their products.
Yep.
So the non-technical founders who come in, we help them build their product. We help them secure their first investment. We help them secure their first pilot.
Yep.
Because if a product is not commercially viable, it's not going to make any money.
Sure.
And then last but not the least, we also help them, formalize their first team.
Yep.
Whether it's the first hire, the first CTO, the
Correct.
first, CFO, whoever it is.
Yep.
So, and we have an engineering team, design team. Pretty much you wrap the entire team around the founder, so they don't feel like they're, walking the spot by themselves.
Yep.
Originally we used to take founders, as a revolving door fashion,
Yep.
so anyone can come in.
Yep.
But now we're doing more category or theme based.
Good.
So last year we launched She Starts, which was Women in Tech.
Love it.
So second cohort is coming in this
Mhm.
year. You also launched a program around smart cities called City Connect.
Yep.
And we're working on a couple more programs this year, so you'll hear about it.
So you're hyper focused on specific categories, which then dictate the intake.
Yeah.
And then from the intake, you are wrapping yourselves around the founder to give them the best chance
Yeah.
of success.
Yeah.
What's the sort of, and off the cuff, what's the sort of success rate that you guys are seeing? Are you seeing, I'll take that back. Startups notoriously are sort of in the high 90 fail rate.
Yeah.
So
I think our intake process is pretty tough to get in. So what I mean by that is so that process eliminates a lot of the
Sure.
the non-commercially viable products, right?
Yep.
Or founders who are not fit for a startup,
Yep.
So I'll give you a stat. So the top 1% normally gets in.
Yep.
And then we wrap them with a curriculum called 156. It's essentially we had 156 steps that a founder has to go through.
Yep.
That's gone up to 300 plus now.
That's to say, 156.
Yeah.
I wish.
So the founder's gone through a ringer every week, right?
Yeah.
So we're saying you got to do this, it's a financial model or a business model or your SWOT metrics,
Yep.
or having your sales call, all of that stuff. So by the time they graduate,
Yep.
or by the time they go through a boot camp,
Yep.
they know for sure either they're in it
Yep.
or not. So the ones who get in,
Yep.
all of them, either land a pilot, secure an investment, or have their first hire within the first 3 months or 6 months.
Sure.
So the success rate has been really high
Yeah.
after we recalibrated our program as
Sure.
well. Versus saying, someone had an idea, just come in and then we'll take you.
Yeah.
So that's why we're not an incubator, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, totally get
So
it.
we're totally accelerating their speed to market.
Yep. Yeah, it's critical. Here at Creative Cubes, we see a lot of people that have got some really cool ideas, and I think that the idea, I guess, no different to fitness and exercise, like trying to lose weight. It's 90% food, 10% exercise, right? In the startup world or in the business world, it's all about the execution. It's not about hey, I've got this idea, write me a check and sit back.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hustle involved, and I think that's underestimated. So those that watch on the regular, I highly encourage you to firstly check out Blue Chilli. I'll link all the details to BlueChilli.com. I'm also going to link your Twitter.
Yeah.
And what captivated me and why I wanted to talk a little bit more is your Twitter avatar. I don't know if it's an avatar, but your
backdrop,
description.
Yeah.
Web 3.0, cryptocurrency, and
Machine learning
AI. So I'd love to talk about AI, but not today, because I think there's something there. In fact, someone messaged our Facebook page the other day and said, hello? And I actually was online at this. I wrote back, hi, how can I help you? Oh, this isn't a robot? No, this is a real person. But I understand that there's a lot of bots out there. So cryptocurrency is obviously, maybe a month ago, was like, you're an idiot if you don't get involved. This thing's blowing up. I see my friends out of Silicon Valley and Santa Monica going, this is amazing. But in the last sort of like 2 weeks, maybe 10 days, it's really started to tank.
Yeah.
What's going on? What do people need to know?
Yeah.
A lot of people that I speak to are trying to get rich quick. I have no idea. I've completely stayed away from it because I personally can't get behind something I'm not educated on. And there's so many conflicting things out there. I just don't know what to. Yeah. And then there's a whole fake news thing that's like. So I've stayed away. What do I need to know? What do our viewers need to know?
I think the basic. I mean, I'll have a computer science background and 20 years of business background. So anything that I do, I'm paying my due diligence before I get in. So I think depending on which camp you're in, whether you're coming in and you're interested in the cryptocurrency or the protocol because of its mathematical nature or the computer science nature, that's an engineering mind, right? So I can take you in a path. Where if you're coming in as an investor or someone who wants to just come and play and learn, and know the space, because this is the next new paradigm where internet is going to evolve, right? Okay. So that's why in my Twitter handle, you'll see I live in Web 3.0.
Sure.
Because what we are used to today is all Web 2.0 products. What's coming next in the pipe is Web 3.0.
Sure.
Right? And there's a good article that I'll ask you to read called Fact Protocol, so that we'll put the link in the video. It distinguishes how some of the big companies like Airbnb, Uber, Facebook have been built, and now the new companies are going to flip that paradigm on its head. Right? So if you're coming in for a get-rich-quick scheme, don't do it because you're going to lose everything you got, and you're going to disappoint yourself. This is a long horizon, so it'll be another 5, 10, 15 years. And so it's almost like come in to learn about this whole new paradigm. If you're going to put some money in, do it as an experiment to see how this whole thing works. And once you master it, then you can go full blown. So that's all I do. So I do crypto full time. I do machine learning.
You don't trade. Are you just acquiring?
I'm a trader as well.
You are trading?
Yeah, so I do day trading. So but I'm a different breed, right? So it's like I can read protocols. I can still write code. So it's a different. If you've got my background, or if you're inclined to get into it, you want to learn programming and all that stuff, absolutely get it, right? And I'll take you through that path. There's lots of stuff you can learn. It's never too late. It's so early. So it's like coming and laying the roads. We need people to come and draw the lines, walking path. We need people to come put the street signs. There's all different types of skills are required in this space. So you don't have to be a computer science engineer to come in. In terms of the value of the cryptocurrency, if that's what you're asking, like anything else, like stocks, if you're getting into it, you wouldn't buy a stock because you haven't read about the P&L of the company, or if you don't know who the CEO of the company was, or what the product is, right? Unfortunately or fortunately, what's happening is cryptocurrency has hit so much press media. So people just go with what they read on the morning, and they probably make decisions in the afternoon because what they heard on the news or in a podcast, right? That's not how you do long-term investment, right? So you want to get into, if you're going into a particular protocol, let's say Ethereum or Stellar or any of these, you want to understand what this protocol does. What is the business they're in, which market they're after, what industries they're going to affect or influence, and then what's the developer community, right? That's more important. Who's building on this stuff, right? And then, if you're interested at that point, say, okay, here's my $100, here's my $20 or whatever. I'll give you an example. Shani, my coworker, she took me out for lunch a couple months ago. Ethereum was really low. She didn't know much about crypto, and she said, how do you want to? I asked, how do you want to get paid? For the lunch. They're like, you can get it in cash, or I can give it to you in Ethereum. She's like, what's Ethereum? I'm like, okay, so I'll just give it in Ethereum. If for some value, the face value goes down, come back and you get your cash back, your $25. If it goes up, it's yours, right? And it's gone up like crazy, right? She's like, how do I learn more about it?
Right.
So I did that as not because I want her to go buy more, of the crypto, but I wanted her. That was an on-ramp or a way for her to understand how this new world is operating.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
And that actually triggered her efficacy and her learning curiosity to go learn about it. Right?
So it's very interesting. My mom and dad in the early 80s bought our house.
Yep.
And they paid a couple $100,000 for it. The house was gone up in significant value into the multi-millions.
Yeah. Congratulations.
No. So this isn't a bragging position. This is more like, I turned to my mom when I was probably, I don't know, late 20s.
Yep.
Mom, why didn't you buy the whole street? And she's like, are you crazy?
Yeah.
She goes, that $200,000 that we paid for that house is the equivalent of, a 5, 10, whatever millions of dollars it is now. And so she goes, it's relative. So I think what you're saying, PK, is if people want to dabble, understand that it's not a overnight thing.
Yeah.
Maybe that $20 in 10 years might be worth $20,000, which would be way, I don't really know, don't challenge my maths on it, but it may be better than putting that $20 in, Westpac or Combank or whoever, and just leaving it in the bank account for 20 years. But let's not get carried away here, guys. I have a better appreciation, just superficially, from what you've said, versus the banter that goes on, and my friends know about this banter, where they're like, quickly buy, quickly sell. Like, no. Buy with what you can afford to lose and hold. And hopefully over time, you're saying 10, 15 years, it'll go up. Because what gave us the 2.0 boom, or the .com boom, is you're saying now is now at a 3.0 level, and we're at such an infancy of that new generation that it does make sense to try and buy something to hold on to a little longer than 48 hours, guys. Or a week.
Let me give you another vocabulary, if I may. Right?
Sure.
Because people use the word buy, hold, sell, invest, divest, and all that stuff. So, I'm going to date myself. I've got grey hair, so it's okay.
I'm getting there.
If I came to you in 1990 and I said, Toby, do you want to get involved in Cisco? Or we're building this protocol called SMTP and POP3.
Yeah.
Do you want to get involved? And you're like, if you're not an engineer and if you didn't know what we could build on top of it,
sure,
you probably would not be able to comprehend and get involved in it, whether as an engineer or a growth hack, or even like a business development person, or a VP of sales, or a CEO, or whatever the role is, right?
Sure.
So back in the days, even if you were a smart VC and if you had tens of millions of dollars, only a select few were invited to come and sit in rooms where they could invest in Intel, Cisco, Facebook, Airbnb, and Uber. Right?
Yeah.
Whereas what's happening today is, these protocols, what we call as Web 3.0 protocols or crypto protocols, are available and it's open source.
Yeah.
Anyone can go read the white paper. Anyone can go and read the source code, which is available on GitHub, and then understand, I reckon that particular protocol is going to take off, or it's got enough, of use cases surrounding it.
Yep.
I want to get involved, right? So you can get involved as simple as in, writing documentation in GitHub.
Sure.
Or say, I want to run a node.
Yep.
For running a technical node, you get rewarded in the underlying protocols.
Yep.
So what just happens is, because you're in there playing the game,
sure,
it's like, I'll give you the tennis analogy. If you can watch the game two ways, you can be on the court and play it, or you can actually be in the as a spectator. Right?
Sure.
So all I'm inviting everyone to say, come and play the game of Web 3.0.
Yep.
And then one of those things will just get your interest really high.
Yep.
And you'll find a role for yourself.
Yep.
And then you'll get rewarded. Because you're learning so much, you're going to launch your own startup in that space.
Sure.
Or you might get involved in a high growth startup.
Yep.
and the probability and propensity of you being successful is really high.
Yep.
Because you're actually playing the game.
So that brings, for me, and I'm hoping it does for you, that brings a lot of sense and structure to cryptocurrency and the new flavor and the peaks and the troughs of all that. So I'm really glad we had the conversation. We could go on for days. I'm conscious that after 8 minutes, you guys aren't interested in hearing us talk anymore. So I really want to kind of round it out there. I got to be honest, walking into this conversation, I don't want to say I was anti, because I wasn't educated, and all this information that's getting thrown at me on my Twitter feed, in LinkedIn, in iMessage conversations, WhatsApp, etc., was just very overwhelming. But I think that you've created a very sensible, logical path, and I hope that you guys feel that way too. I'm going to link PK's details. You can reach him on Twitter. I'll get you on LinkedIn as well.
I'm on GitHub, so pretty much all the channels.
Yeah. So I'll link all of that. You'll have to send me an email with all your details in the description below. And, guys, just go forward just with those basic points that PK brought up today. And that is that we are eventually going to be going to a 3.0 web. The websites and sort of like the tools and apps and all that stuff that we're used to today is built on a sort of like a 2.0 framework, and this thing is progressing to AI, autonomous driving. There's a whole bunch of things that are going to happen, and so if you can afford to lose something, take a bet or invest. I wouldn't go and bet the whole house because I think it's a little volatile right now. And I think it's volatile because people don't really understand it and they're just trading like crazy and trying to get rich quick. But I trust PK. I think his knowledge is pretty sound, and I hope you guys got value out of it today. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Let's continue to circle back. I'm sure there'll be a ton of comments and questions, so perhaps we can do another vlog in a couple months' time to sort of...
Maybe the audience can tell us what they want to hear in the crypto world, and we'll draft something up.
You heard it. Thanks, guys. It's PK, Toby. We're out.
Bye.